area on that inside of that transition spot. Kind of everybody's wanting to run an inside line, but the way the rear zone goes, if you can catch it just right, use a shallow angle in transition out of clipping point 1, get into that rear zone, bring you right out to the track edge, and then that way you run a wider line, you can kind of swoop back, get into the second front zone, into the final rear. So as soon as these drivers back up there, they're already paired up. Get that, track workers just getting the rest of the dirt cleaned up from that area. And we'll probably see it more through competition. You know, drivers are going to push a little bit harder and try to cut that inside line. So maybe a common occurrence. Might be like FD with their little tractor. We'll have the cheer for the track workers out here. Other than that, it's a beautiful day out here. Rockingham Speedway. It's not too hot. The weather's pretty good. Low humidity, but it's pretty good. Oh, getting it zoned in. There we go. Yeah. But weather is good. Track conditions seem pretty fair. A lot of drivers, you know, it's just playing with tire pressures and, you know, getting that, especially drivers that have driven here before. And then with the addition of the new pavement, it's a little bit more grippy, so a lot of tire adjustments and stuff like that. This course being tight and technical, a lot of left foot braking. All right, here they go. Entering in with a flick. Let's see, coming around that first right. Oh, right into the tires.
Rut row, Raggy.
Yep. So Paul Smith going to finish track and advance into the next pairing. So let's see if we see what happened. Looked like just kind of understeered a little bit, got into the tire. But yeah, as you can see, watch whenever they come around the top view, you'll see on that rear zone kind of wash you out a little bit. You know, it runs a good line. There's a lot of footwork involved, as mentioned earlier. It's very tight and technical. So usually we start out with the tight and technical stuff up front in the very first and second rounds, and then kind of build our way up to bigger layouts as we go. But, you know, this time we had been doing them over there on the new sections of the pavement, so we decided to throw an old classic in, the chute, do this, and then tomorrow we're going to run a new layout, which is actually the fun layout today. So tomorrow, round 4 will be on the other side of the track, as you see the other cars running that layout. So here we go. Got Dysart and Kurt. Oh. Oh, I thought he was going to get caught up there. Oh, man. Looks like if Dysart can throw a good lead run, maybe advancing. Marshall, I have to have you unlock your phone again, man. My fault. So there again, you see that big old box for that rear zone. So see. Vlad cooling up front. That was a very...
Oh no! Apologize. All right, it's got the track workers. Got Dre out there setting up clipping point. See here, a good view back from the line.
You heard that? You were messing up the sound.
All right, see both drivers going back to the pits. I believe Dysart probably was going to get the upper hand on that one. Looks like next pairing coming in with Jake Little with the higher qualifying score, and Taylor and Chase.
All right. Too loud?
Check, check. There you go.
You're good, but I'm not. Yeah, maybe it's good.
And up next, so Dysart got the win in the last battle due to obviously it was almost lost a drift there, almost over rotated, but just parked it. So we got Jacob Taylor in the blue 370Z, may possibly be still in the pits. We may have to move to the next pairing. All right, we got confirmation coming up the back. All right. So we saw Jake Little earlier. Was definitely putting down the smoke and the power through here. You know, it's about the same. Anybody in the high horsepower car, you know, but you're just blowing the tires off and making that crazy smoke. So you want to be able to stay in the pocket for sure. You don't want to get lost in the static there. So see what we got going.
All right.
It's hard. I'm gonna have to scoot up.
Yeah, we got Jake Little at the line.
Yep.
So far, that's about it to this point.
All right.
Waiting on his.
So I know Jake Taylor was coming around the backside, so should be pulling up. There you go. That was. And sending. There we go. Jake Little in lead. Jake Taylor and Chase coming around, punching the inside clip, but still trying to sling it in there. Nice angle from both cars. And there, way up in that rear zone.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Way up in that rear zone. That's what we like to see.
Great
Saw the
line.
brake lights on, a lot of left foot braking, just matting it down, dude. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was exciting around there. Yeah, the Corvettes seem pretty rowdy today. Gaskins, I saw him running earlier, and he was pretty crazy as well. Good bit of a breeze today. feels great.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, man. It was
Messing with our microphones a little bit, though.
Yeah, it was extremely nice, man. It's not hot.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like August.
It felt like, yeah, it definitely felt like spring or fall last night, man. It was a little bit chilly. You had to put on a hoodie.
Yeah. Okay, here's the
So see
replay.
them?
Hit the clip
Yeah,
in
let's
the
check it
follow.
out. Jake, nice into that
Yeah.
rear zone in the
And
beginning
then-
half. Let's see right there. Nice transition. Getting all up in that rear zone.
Yeah.
There you go. That was one of the better laps I've seen today, man. You know,
Yeah.
earlier he was kind of having a little bit of trouble, and then once it clicked, it clicked. So there we go. See
See if we can follow the slower
what
driver.
Jake, yeah, is following the slower driver and seeing if Jake can handle it all together. Nice angle through there, right in the edge of that
Wow.
line. That's what we wanted to see from the get-go. Yeah, if that lead line was, you know, in comparison to the chase, that would have been a hard one to call. I think both drivers did about as best as they could do on that. We'll see here on the replay. You know, got into that rear zone pretty good. You know, rode that wide line. That's what we wanted to see, getting into there, punching this clip over here on that rear zone, but still maintaining drift throughout it and holding a good line. As far as lead for lead, just what I'm seeing is pretty comparable. It's good, man. So, you know, with both drivers going, you know, we'll see which one had the advantages on what that. So we'll see what the judges call. I think I should have. You want to repeat that? I'll play that on the speaker here. So this is going to be judges' calls. Let them explain what they got. If you want to explain that real quick. All right, we'll come back to that.
All right, Gaskins, as I said earlier just a few minutes ago, is running pretty rowdy this weekend.
Kalvimich, man, blowing it down, got lost in the smoke for
Yeah,
sure.
had
on
to
that
shut
one.
it down pretty quickly to make sure he wasn't gonna cold trickle that thing.
All right, so in the last battle,
The judges sided with,
what was that, Jacob Taylor?
yeah.
Not sure. We were trying to get, before the cars went, we were going to get an explanation on that. We'll come back to that and see what they have to say. To me, it was pretty comparable, but always want to get their, when it's that close and there's a decision made, you always want to get their
Yeah.
opinion on what happened.
Because I wasn't paying super close attention like I should be, because we're doing a few little administrative things here, but it almost looked like, and from my perspective, not that we have the elevation they do, but I thought Jake Little had the win too. So yeah, I was anxious to get that explanation for the fans at home.
Yeah, understandable. All right, so we got the drivers coming back to the line.
Okay.
So there we go. We got Kalmovic
Okay.
in lead. Gaskins in chase. So it's pretty good. You know, Gaskins threw down definitely a pretty good lead run. Definitely threw down the smoke and see how this chase run goes. Dipping in there a little bit, but dang, sticking tight. Getting around there. That first clip, pulling away just a hair. We'll see him tuck it in the pocket.
Yeah, that's because Gaskins.
Oh! I was going to say, trying to tuck it in the pocket, though, kind of sacrificed speed a little bit by running a lot of angle.
Yeah,
See,
but-
like about this section right here, kind of got away just a little bit.
The judges in the drivers' meeting explained on the transition over on after the second turn, they wanted to not see shallow angle through there, and Gaskins kept the angle high through there, so he might be rewarded for that.
All right, Gaskins gets the win. Yeah, if you would. So we'll go back to the.
So with Little, his lead run initiation, he was shallow, and he double decelled into inside clip 1. He was shallow on the Manji, just turning it into a drag race, and then shallow out to inner clip 2 to zone 3 to outer zone 2. In Little's chase, he had a late entry, and his proximity was nowhere near where he should have been on a lead run that was a almost perfect lead run.
Thank you, judges.
All right, so there you have it.
So there you go. There's our judges. We got Wade Smith, Josh Calla in center,
Daniel
and
Sepe.
Daniel Sepe.
Or Sep, I think.
Sep,
I always get
running
that
the
one wrong,
clipboard.
too.
So we're gonna give a thanks to the judges. That's the
Yeah.
hardest job in the house, man. You know, track workers. That's a tough job too. You got to respect them on that.
Yeah.
So getting out there, you know,
working hard to keep that
Yes.
track in pristine
I've done
condition.
it many a years, and
Oh, yeah.
it'll wear and tear on you. You know, you get sunburn most of all.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
I mean, you got,
for sure.
You know, none of us were men. We'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
after the fact.
We got 10 bottles of sunscreen at the camper, but none of us end up
Yeah.
using it.
After the fact, oh yeah, I didn't put sunscreen on. Yep. You know, see, and it's deceiving today too because it's not hot.
Yeah.
So you don't wear the sunscreen.
Breeze keeps it nice.
All right, Dan Stoneburner in lead, Taylor Walker in chase. We'll see how it goes down in the sandbox.
Dan kind of left foot braking,
Yeah.
or kind of checking up a little bit funkily.
That's the word. We'll see there, really like through there, you know, Taylor running a little bit shallower angle. Dan just kind of seemed like on power, kind of lunging a little bit.
Yeah, it wasn't super fluid. He kind of was on and off the brakes, and then
So there you go. You see through there.
yeah,
Pretty
little
good on
check
that
there.
end of things, but right there, way on the outside of that zone. Taylor did a good job on mimicking line, both that and that front clip, but just right there sacrificed a lot of angle to try to close the gap. So see, it's tit for tat, you know,
Yeah, man.
was why the judges announced what they would like to see, and you know which roll weighs heavier than others. I apologize, I do not know them. I was out here getting the chalk line set up, but you know, I think about like adhering to the rule book as much as we can. Here we go, Taylor Walker in lead, Stoneburner in chase. Coming in, looks like Dan sacrificed a little bit of angle. Looked like almost came in a little too hot. Taylor doing pretty good on lead run. Saw a little straight in there from Dan. He's coming around here the outside zone, running a little bit shallow over angle. Dan right there. So we'll see the replay. I can watch it and kind of get a little bit more. So coming out the chute into that first clip. Taylor, nice job on the angle and passing, flicking it back right in that rear zone. That's pretty good on filling it. That's pretty good lead line from Taylor Walker. Just right there, just kind of trim it up a little bit. Stoneburner not as close as you would think that he should be with having, you know, a good line in front, but we'll see what goes down. I think if it comes lead to lead, that might be pretty tough, but may have been some things that I didn't see down here that the judges have. I believe I heard them say, I believe Stoneburner gets the win. So Dan Stoneburner going to be moving on. All right, let me see the bracket. What we got next?
All right, we got Oleg Volkov leading DJ Zeman.
Yep, Oleg Volkov leading Zeman. The Cosmo Tires 350Z. Oh, getting around, a little bit snappy on the lead car. David right there on it. Oh, getting choked up just a little bit. Oleg trying to take a souvenir with him, but luckily spit it out before he could carry it any further. Looks like the base got tore a little bit. That sucks. Now those bases, you know, they're heavier than you think. When you go to pick one up, you're like, man, this thing's pretty hefty. So we'll see that. See the replay there. Finishing out. Both drivers doing strong. So we'll see them come back around. Swap rolls. As we work our way through the top 32 bracket.
Next will be Gray Champion and Brandon Goodman for the next battle.
There you go. Goodman got a podium on this track back in the day. So see what we got. Oh, Zeman getting a little bit into the dirt. Oleg staying right there. So here we go. Zeman coming around. Nice transition. Getting in there, man. That was a pretty good chase. So let's look back here. So off of initiation, getting a little bit wide into the dirt, sacrificing that front clip from being offline, getting almost in the rear zone, but right on the line, front clip, and then back into that rear zone. That was a nice fill. So we'll see how the judges dissect this. So we see, as Marshall said, our next pairing at the line. Got staff member Anthony Woods over there letting the drivers know who won. You always want the good news. I won, not I lost. So it looks like all right. Looks like the judges were calling one more time. All right, drivers are going to go ahead and man up, come back around and go ahead and get it over with. Run it back one more time. All right, we got the protest coming. I don't know where they're coming from. All right, as Goodman and Champion back up from the line.
So, Dysart won or Mabry?
They had something written down. It wasn't Curtis. It was wrong. They had something different wrote down. All right. So like I said, they're going to run it back. So here we go. Oleg in lead. Zeman in chase. Definitely hear a banging off limiter coming out of that back sweeper. So right there, getting around that front clip just a little wide, flicking it back, making use a little bit of that rear zone. Zeman on the back. Pretty good on mimicking line from the chase driver. It looks like looks like lead driver could have came, had a little bit better of a line. So we'll see how that kind of plays into scoring for Oleg in the first half. So it looks like after this run, we're actually going to take a second. We got a protest, which we'll get back. I'll explain that in a little bit. So there we go, David up front and Volkov in chase. Doing pretty good, slowing it down, keeping it in drift, using that left foot. Oh, that may have sealed the deal. It's right there, as long as Zeman can finish under control. Knowing when you see that spin.
We're coming down for a protest.
All right, so Cosmo Tires gets a win. David Zeman in the Nissan Z. So back to it. We're going to have to hold grid just a moment. So what we got is, drivers in the rule book, drivers are allowed to protest. So, if the judges make a call and they feel that, there was something. Oh, I see. I'm in the way of the TV. I can move over this way. Yeah. All right, cool. There we go. All right. So, where's the camera now? Over there. All right. So, per the rule book, our rule book is on mbdrift.com. We allow drivers, if they feel like a call was made that wasn't, what they feel in their heart was the correct call, drivers are allowed to make a formal protest. You're allowed to do it in different forms of motorsports. We allow that opportunity because going to the next step in motorsports, it's always one thing that you want to teach drivers whenever you come up to do the protests, kind of about the etiquette of it and whatnot, just making sure that you're professional, and then that way it works up, because the further you go up in the professional world, or, however far you want to take your drift career, you can utilize it. So drivers are allowed to, kind of present their case and say, hey, this is where I feel that, it should have went to my advantage and whatnot. So we got that. We got the judges over here talking to a driver, and 100% allowed to do a protest. So let them present their case and see if the judges want to override it. There's been times before where we have seen it's been overridden, to where the judges made a call and then somebody had came up and protested and they reversed the decision. So it's not like it hasn't happened. It's just a good way for drivers to give their feedback on what they think may or may not have happened. So we'll see that. We got the judges. Seeing what's going on. Looks like we got Josh Callow over there talking, just kind of explaining his side of things, what he's heard.
Yeah. And he, I just kind of overheard a little bit. He's actually going back to qualifying, to a consistency and things like that he's bringing into the conversation. So he, I guess, is presenting that maybe he's running a little bit different aggression-wise or line or something about his style potentially.
Oh, like running.
Yeah, different in qualifying than he did versus when he was running against in those particular runs.
Oh, instead of putting out like something, I'm not saying this would be it, but something maybe in the case of running a conservative line.
Yeah, maybe.
Versus running your, because obviously with qualifying and then coming in, you always want to have, like, in the competition and everything, you always want to run, your goal is to run 100% qualifying line on your lead run.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. So, if that may be the case, but yeah, you always want to do, just for, the people that are still learning about drift, and, when you see the car's lead driver, their goal is to run a 100% scored lead run. So hit all the zones, fill all the zones, hit all the clipping points, run an extremely good line without, sacrificing speed or angle or nothing, just having that perfect line. You know, we've seen some of that. I feel like I've seen some. I don't know how it would have been hard to score because, man, I saw some really, really good runs today where people, if it was a scored thing, it'd probably been up in the high 90s.
Heck yeah.
Just filling zones. And you can see it reflected whenever we see these replays in this top 32 battle. You can kind of see who has those lines.
Yeah, and it's tough to keep it consistent all the time. You know, there can be tiny mistakes made here or there or adjustments. But I guess the judges want you to keep it as consistent as possible throughout the whole day.
Take this advantage to get a sip of water. I got dirt all in my mouth earlier. I forgot which way the wind was blowing when I was blowing the track off. I was like, dang.
Whoops. That's never fun. Yeah, so we appreciate everybody tuning in and your patience right now. We're going through this protest, as we said, and judges are explaining their side of things. And we should get back to the action shortly here. Having a great time out here. Beautiful weather.
Yep, so we we had a thing earlier about our prizes.
Oh, yeah.
So, we're in our traditional way. We've stuck with the belt for the winner of the season,
Yeah. It's getting popular these days.
Yep, so
it's 2020,
2020 when we first had our first year here, TJ Gutierrez and the SR-powered S13 won the season championship. Then in 2021, we had Joe Boosum, which has now added, supercharger and all that to his car. So we had TJ's from the Charleston area. Boosum, I believe.
He's
forget where.
South of Raleigh.
Yeah, south of Raleigh. I forget the name of the place. I know what it is. Like
Marlin Fuquay or something.
Fuquay, Vereen or something.
Yeah.
Anyways. But yeah, so Boosum winning in 21. And then we had 22. We had.
Good to go?
All right. Might have word that the protest is over. All right, so in 2022, Justin Bauer won the championship. And then last year, 2023 champion Nicholas Abbott with the first ever sweep, winning first place each round of 4. So Marshall's over there getting the word on the street just to kind of see what with the protest, why it went the way it went, if they overturned it and or stuck with it. And again, it's nothing bad about protesting, it's just part of racing. Every driver has the right to do it. So it only makes sense, Everybody usually keeps it pretty professional. We've never seen any, hot tempers or anything like that. So it's just very respectable format. So here we go. Coming back to the action, Gray champion in lead, Goodman in chase. As mentioned before, Goodman actually has a podium when we ran this layout on the old pavement. Gray running a nice line through here.
Ooh, getting out deep.
Nice transition and fill of the rear zone.
Yeah, that rear zone's a pretty important one too. I feel like it's highly weighted. If you get out there, that's definitely a big bonus versus not getting out there,
What's that?
That rear zone at the end.
Yes. So right there, it looks like getting in that first outer zone. We'll see the transition a little bit late on it, but make a nice fill of that zone.
Yeah.
I do appreciate everybody is staying out of the dirt right there. That's good.
Brandon cutting a little bit of line to keep up with him, but hey, proximity.
Otherwise, I mean, I feel like definitely. Let's see here. I'll say definitely, matching angle.
Yeah, just inside to keep the proximity.
Yeah, just run a little bit of an inside line, but matching angles. That was looking pretty good. Everybody knows he's a wheelman. He's good.
Yeah, he's won many rounds with us over the years.
Mm-hmm. And I believe third place one year.
For the season, maybe. Yeah.
the season,
Okay.
yes.
I believe it.
So there
and he
you
probably
go.
missed one event too.
Goodman coming around. Looks like Gray trying to keep their sacrifice a little angle on that entry, but you know Goodman is a little bit slower of a car. I would say.
Yeah.
Damn.
Ooh. He did better on following his line, but the
Yeah, I'll
proximity
say-
was just behind a little.
Yeah.
So Gray went the route of I'd rather run the better line than keep the better proximity. So he went extra wide and followed and mirrored his line versus just the angle and the speed.
Yep. So there we see on entry, kind of sacrificed the angle a little bit coming in, but Gray, you know, maintaining the same angle just like Goodman did right there. Matching line.
Yeah. We know Gray
Coming
can
out
drive
strong.
because
Yeah.
he is tied for second in points for the season right now.
Yep. So that's where it's going to come down to see what's what, and also too. All right, so word on the street. Judges watching the replay, so there you already know that it was questionable.
Yeah, nice and close.
So you know with it when they're watching the replay, you already know that they have to tit for tat and see what's what. So you at home can watch as well. Coming out, see right there. It seemed like Gray.
A little too close, maybe got choked.
Well,
up
yeah, it was a little
or-
bit, almost a little.
Felt like he
little straight
did pretty
side.
Good though, but
It should be replaying right now. Yeah, I just watched it. Yep. So there you go. Yeah, that might be something the judges may look at is Gray's entry. It was very almost straight, but I'm no judge. And that may be what it come down to. You know, we'll see Goodman's chase, but it wasn't really. It was pretty good on matching angle and everything like that. So as the judges deliberate, go to say that we're doing a double-header weekend, so
Ooh,
that's
yeah.
hence the double tap. It was something we wanted to have another Matsuri event, so that way everybody could come out and have fun. And so we ended up doing a double-header this weekend. So tomorrow we're going to have round 4 and the season championships. So tomorrow, Sunday, it's
Yeah.
going to be round 4 of the series. We're doing round 3 today. Then we'll have some fun runs later in the
so
night.
if we look tired, you'll know why. Because doing the doubleheader stuff certainly is a bit more work, but hey,
Yep, and that too. You
we
know,
do it for the drivers.
we didn't really see that many fun drivers today. I think it's been about 5 or 6 people.
That's a list shake-up right there for one. We got a good old list shake-up going on today, don't we?
Let's see.
Yes, sir.
All right, so getting the judge's call. Oh, on that first one. All right, we'll let Marshall
Looks like we got Seabear leading shaky.
see what Marshall has to say about that. He heard the scoop.
Yeah, so Goodman, they had to go back and double check that he didn't make any errors, when his follow. You were saying he was matching the angle and the speed, keeping the proximity.
Yep.
And they just went back and double checked he didn't make any mistakes prior to that because
Oh, nice.
Gray did get choked up in a couple of spots, it looked like, or was running a little too close. So, oh no. Z-Bear and Mendenhall.
that thing got the double tap.
Yeah. First car and second car.
Yeah, so let's see here.
Watch him kick it right in front
Seabear
of him.
right there. He's
This is like
pretty
sabotage
close, shaky
almost.
right there, running the same line. So I see nice and deep into that. Shake, trimming it up just a little bit.
Boom. Punts it.
Yep, punts
right
it.
in
and then
Shaky's line.
bam. Oh, Shake took it with him.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right.
Well, that'd be a minute to clean that up. But anyway, going back, Brandon Goodman got the win. They felt, Gray was a little flashier in certain areas, but Goodman was a little more consistent and didn't have any places where he zeroed throughout the track. Now we'll take a minute to get the course reset.
There's a clipping point underneath Shake's car. If the track workers, if you need to, just set that cone up for now, so that way if you can't get it out, go ahead and so that may have to sacrifice a cone. Use a cone for a clip. Shaky took the souvenir. Oh, there you go. He's going to drive up on the curb a little bit. I always wonder what that incline over there was for. I don't know if they had.
Yeah, was there a little garage there or something?
Yeah.
Or like a tech shed? I don't know.
Yeah, there's not remnants of anything,
Yeah.
but.
Y'all at home probably don't know what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
There's this little concrete ramp over there, and it's kind of an odd little thing. We never knew before we got here what it was used for. It's been in its current state since we've seen it.
So right there, Shake saved the cone.
Shaky knows how expensive clipping points are, and he was trying to do us a favor and not drag it all the way around the course.
Yeah.
Good looking out, Shake.
Hit the base twice, but.
Yeah, well, we just got to get them to last through tomorrow.
Yep.
And we get some more for next season.
See, and that's why we say one of our sponsors, KBD, man. I
Yeah.
know a lot of people tell you got to make KBD clipping
Yeah.
points or cones. They'll
Make
never get destroyed.
The baddest bumpers and fenders and side skirts around. Very tough and don't get torn up very easily.
lifetime warranty.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, they come out of a box. So here we go, Shake Flair in lead.
Yeah.
Seabear and Chase.
Then my
Shake running a
KBD
little bit
fenders-
wider line, but that's what he's got to do, flick that thing. Oh, real nice into that rear zone. So right there you've seen Seabear kind of trim up a little bit. Woo-hoo. Right there, trimming up line again, but keeping it wide. Let's see, we'll have to see that one on the replay.
Yeah. It was a good run. See if Shaky hit the
Yeah,
zones.
Shake did run a little bit wide on entry, so a little bit wide on that, but
Front.
that's just been his line all day,
So
really,
there'd
to
be a
get.
line
So
deduction.
there's where you got to see.
Ooh,
you
filled
know,
that zone.
Yeah,
that they
that's
wanted.
where what it
That's
makes
what
up
you were
for.
talking
I
about.
would say, not a lot of people were filling that zone like that.
Yeah.
So
All right. So, I didn't.
all right, so we got Drake Carter in the Miata, leading Mason Magdolo. Sorry, there we got a turbo Miata versus a basically bone stock with suspension mod. Coming around, I was thinking, ooh.
And a recent muffler delete.
Yeah, with the FRS.
Yeah.
But, Mason, consistent driver. Talk about it. Last battle.
Yeah. Z-Bear got the win against Shaky.
Ooh, wow.
Huh. Must have been some things we didn't see in that one.
Sorry, there. Shout out to the track workers again.
Yeah.
Dude,
in
sweeping.
work.
You see him. He came from Jamaica, and I was like,
Originally. I was like, man, you coming all the way
no,
just for MVJ?
Yeah, he flew in today.
Oh, really? Wow.
Or last night he flew in.
Yeah, we met him at the ride-along thing that we did a while back.
Yeah.
So it was really cool. We got him a ride-along. He did several rides.
Yeah,
and
so
man,
all right. So obviously it's okay. So it has to have
He's
some
been
kind of residence
connection here or
Yeah,
something,
definitely.
Maybe he's got some family in the area to come visit or something like that, but
Yeah, because I was like, dang, man.
big racing fan apparently.
Well, I was gonna say, if I had the money, I'd fly to different drift events and help out.
Yeah, because it was at the open house that we met
Yep.
him.
So here we go, Mason pulling around, maintaining a pretty good speed. That'll
Yeah.
allow
Lot
Drake.
more
Drake's very
comfortable in the
nimble,
lead.
so Drake can kind of tuck in when he can. You hear throttle modulation. Woo-hoo. I don't think I've seen Mason fill the zone like that.
Position after that rear zone, but that finish was pretty good.
Yeah, that was a nice strong
Barely
finish.
touched the last outer zone.
Yep.
Outer
So
zone
yeah, a lot
two.
of drivers, if you See, that's what it is. Some drivers, it seems like they'll initiate and float their car a little wider. Other drivers will just, you'll see them definitely like lock up the front brakes or, left foot brake into that first corner to over rotate their car. Just really, it depends on how you got your car set up too. If you like a looser car, obviously you'll float it in, but if your car is real gripped up and twitchy, yeah, you're gonna have to left foot brake to keep that throttle and RPMs up to keep them tires spinning.
All right. Judges deliberating. Wow.
Say that one more time.
In lead versus lead, the FRS stayed moving. The Miata had a choke up on the inside.
Drake was going, got second place round 2.
I think so, yeah. Or maybe second or third, one of the two.
Yeah, because it was, for first and second, had a car issue.
Yeah.
Wasn't able to continue. So
he was out there in the middle and they
step
drifted around him, and then he limped it off after the fact because his was broken. I say he had a chance of winning that day if the car hadn't broke.
Yeah, no, definitely. So right here you got Curtis Mabry going against
Troy Rowland. They see me rolling. Hating.
Now, Troy's car is a boat, but man, does he do a good job of getting it around this track.
What's the nickname for that one, Zach? Remind me.
Big Booty Judy.
Yeah.
So Curtis always runs a very, very, very conservative line. Like Troy. Dang!
That's as deep as we've seen anybody all day, I think.
What are you saying? He was deep in it with the big.
The big end.
Woo, man. So let's see here. I want to watch this replay from up top.
Yeah.
So Curtis kind of dropped a little tire on that first thing, ran a little bit inside line, came around where Troy did. See, kind of
straighten there a little bit.
Yeah. Troy coming around with a straight and through that back section. That'll definitely hurt. But let's appreciate this.
Boom.
Boom.
Touch that rear,
All up in
man.
there.
It's easy to back it in when you got a big booty.
Yes, sir.
That's like my truck. It's a long bed. Instead of Super Duty, I call it Super Booty.
Do you drive in and out of the garage door a couple times before you pull it in?
Doesn't want to fit, but I keep trying.
Oh, man. So see that Troy definitely uses a lot of left foot brake and more or less inertia drift, transferring weight around in the vehicle to kind of get it to do what it needs to do. It's a heavy car. You don't see many of them. That's why it's awesome to see.
Yeah.
So right there, seeing that, using all that entry.
Oh, no.
Oh! That's the same side that got hit last time.
Oh, dang.
Dude.
Still got one good picture-worthy side.
That's ugly.
All right. That should be an easy decision then, I would guess there.
That's the same side Stoneburner. Stoneburner been into it.
A few people,
We got to watch him today because he's hit a lot of cars.
You talking about Roland?
No, Stoneburner.
Who'd he hit, though? Did Stoneburner hit Roland or Mabry?
Well, Stoneburner and Roland made contact right in the middle of the where the transition point is, right outside of the outside zone 1.
Okay.
And then also ran into his teammate Andy. All right, so they say there are some debris on track.
Speaking of Andy, he's at the line now.
Yeah, so checking the track, had him out there checking the track. There was some debris from the contact. So getting that cleaned up, making sure it's not anything that will puncture a tire and or damage anything on the vehicle. If it's a bumper or something, you just run it out. No, just like.
All right, well, we got a second. I'll go ahead and talk about our payouts. We talked about it in our drivers' meeting. This season payout this year, we've got the big checks in here. And so we got $1,200 for the season that's going to third place. Driftaholic is giving $300. Turbo Time is giving $250. KBD Body Kits is giving $250. And Bridge Moto's giving $100. Powder by Sea Ray is doing $50. All right, and then second place, we're getting $3,200 total. They're getting an MB Drift Season Pass worth $1,000. Cruising Auto's giving $800. Turbo Time is $500 value. MB Drift Cash is $400. MB KBD Body Kits is giving $250. Bridge Moto $150, and Powder by Sea Ray $100. And then the big $78.50 for first place. Turbo Time giving up to $4,000 for a turbo. Fortunato $1,600 set of coilovers. Powder by Sea Ray $800. KBD Body Kits $500. Hunky Dory livery design for $350, and NB Drift Cash for $600.
There you go. That's what it's all about.
Okay, Andy versus, what is this guy's name? I forget.
I know the last name is Canada.
Okay.
Man, that's a pretty good, look at that.
Yeah, first time competing with us.
Definitely got your hands full going against Andy. Andy is a super consistent driver.
Yeah.
And that thing was moving right there, man. It had some speed to it.
Yeah.
See that right there, dude? Like right
He
there
wasn't
with
letting
it.
him get away, was he?
Nah, man. That's what I'm saying. Very nice chase throughout the entire course.
Just a
Right
little
there,
touch of the
Andy
clip.
tries to pull away, but it doesn't until he gets, a little bit shallower in angle to where you can kind of catch more forward bite. Until he pulled away, but that was extremely good, man. I was happy seeing that one.
Can we talk about the champion Goodman battle?
All right.
1 second.
We're going to have another protest here. And again, this is what it's all about. It's for the.
This is why we don't envy the judge's job either. It's not easy.
Yep. Yeah, it's just like they said. There's too much on the line. If you get, because basically with it being a double round too, or just being in any round, but you're setting yourself up today for the next round. So you wanna make sure that I'm in the best possible situation I can be. So here we go. Canada got Andy right behind, keeping about the same, the same proximity.
Oh, a little break. Wow. Andy had the cojones on that one because I feel like there was a slight brake check almost, not intentional, but like a stab of the brakes that slowed the Mustang down a little bit, and Andy didn't have anywhere to go, but he was able to maintain the drift though.
Yeah, I feel there were things on both drivers' sides that I think they did executed well.
Yeah.
Not sure if I was almost going to say that it was going to come down to, lead to lead, and that's what it may have come down to, was lead to lead, because I would think, Andy had a little bit better of a lead run. That could have potentially what it come down to. So we'll see what the judges' call was.
So they said Andy got the win on that.
Oh, Andy did get the win. All right, you heard it. I did not. All right, so probably did come to lead to lead. So again, driver's protests welcomed and not frowned upon. So see, I was trying to overhear just a second, but it's hard. It was difficult for me to do. We got all, in my opinion, some of the best sounds in the world around you. Motors getting the crap beat out of them.
Yeah. We can even hear the cars across the street, too.
Yeah.
See the drag cars.
Yeah, they were running some bikes over there, and you could just hear them thumping. And I was like, dude, that's a bike, and it sounds like it's throaty, man. Marshall going to step off a minute. Try to see what the word is or what's going on. So again, that was just being coming down off the scissor lifts. They're going to show him some external video footage from the driver's pit crew. So a lot of times, you know, you have pit crew. So yeah, I was trying to hear, but oh, there they go. They got the hidden camera. Look at the hidden camera spying over there. Oh, looks like we got Drake. Yeah, Drake's over here too. May just want to ask a question as well. Oh, they're talking a lot about that front clip to where do you risk running off track? So right there, the judges get to sit in the Skyjack 3000. Got the scissor lift so they could be elevated, and then they got their screen up there that they're watching the replays on from the aerial provided by MBK Productions. So if you like this live stream and the way it's produced, you want one of your own, talk to MBK Productions. I think it's probably one of the best drift live streams around, man. I'd put money on it against anything, you know. I think it's well executed. The production is extremely good. Drone footage, superior. Then, you know, got all these little external cameras around. See me can swat at the flies and the bugs. Right there trying to get my shoes, I feel you. Well, yeah. Getting all aspects of things. So, you know, they could go ahead and, hey, you got a wedding? Hire them up.
So they overturned the decision, and they're going to do a rerun.
Oh, what's that? On the Goodman champion?
Goodman champion. Yep. So let everybody know about that.
All right. So for the Goodman champion battle, there was a protest in their battle. Brandon Goodman was initially pronounced the winner. Some teammates from Gray Champion had come up and made a formal protest, and this is one of those cases where it actually had got overturned. So what they're going to decide to do is, instead of overruling the, you know, decision and just saying, oh, here it is, they're going to do a rerun. So they'll just rerun the battle as if it were a one more time.
The judges determined they're going to rerun the run to just start over and get a new decision between him and Gray Champion.
So that may have been where it was, you know.
Everybody in the field. He's coming. Roger that. Yeah, just send him up as soon as they can. We'll run a battle if we can, and if it's not, then we'll just wait for him. I've got a battle ready. Good. Yeah, we're ready. As soon as you see the judges in the air, send it. Judges, hurry up and get in the air.
The judges are beaming them up.
They're rising now. I don't see anybody at the line. I got him, I promise. Hold on.
Oh, is there a line for that ride?
Hold it, doors again.
Sound like Ric Flair. Oldest ride, longest line. So also what's cool about this too is for the fun runs, we got our round 4 layout. So if you get knocked out, you get extra practice. You can go over and run the round 4 layout. At every one of our events, we always have the competition layout, and then we offer a fun run layout. So that way drivers can keep the seat time alive. You know, so if you get knocked out of competition, you just go on over to the other fun course and drive with your friends. Drive alone, however you want to do it. Either way, driving is driving. than that, it doesn't eat up a lot of tires either. Even though it's a fast entry course, you know, with the new pavement, it is extremely, extremely good on tires. So like that too, a lot of grip creates a lot of heat, so get you some tire sprayers. Usually we have a water box over by the exit of this course, but they were having some plumbing issues. So here we go.
Okay, so I know Ben Phillips in the back, right? Frank
Yep,
Evans
Frank
leading.
and Evans in the front.
Okay. Ooh, pretty good
Nice.
for a low-power car. Hitting that rear zone pretty
That
well.
was an extremely fluid run. Just seemed, from my point of view, just extremely smooth. So let's see this overhand here. See how
Yeah.
Frankie runs this line. Getting in there pretty good. Looks like Ben right there to run it. Man, that's pretty good. Running the same
Didn't
line.
get that rear zone very well, the first
Mhm.
rear zone.
And a little bit
but
farther
that
out on
second
that
rear
Chase.
zone, he got pretty deep in there.
Seemed like, yeah, just sacrificing a little bit of. All right, it's coming around.
They said you have to come down and look at their screen or
All right, I was trying to get some word from the judges. Looks like they're already having a discrepancy with that first run. So they may have seen something that may be in the make or break moment. So there we go, sending them Ben Phillips in lead. Frankie Evans in chase. Looked like something, I'm not sure what happened right there. That may have sealed the deal. Not sure what happened to Frankie's car there. Not sure if it was mechanical or not. So I'd say that due to whatever had happened there, looks like probably Ben Phillips, I'd go to say, is probably going to advance. All right, so here we go. Here's our one more time battle that has resulted from a debate. Drivers' protests, bringing them back. So here we go. We're going to have, let's see, it looks like Gray Champion going to be in lead with Brandon Goodman and Chase. And Brian sending them. So there we go. Sound like they're running good now. Sorry there. These drivers know that they're back into it, and they want to make sure that they put down a statement, make a statement. It's like they're getting a little one tire off track. Only 3 count. Woo, buddy.
they're both trying to make it a definitive this time.
Yeah, that's
aren't
what I
they?
was saying. Yeah, they're trying to definitely make a statement here and say, this is mine. So see, Gray was kicking it in hard. I heard the car just bouncing off limiter, coming around. Nice display angle there, just a little bit off.
The front in the rear zone.
Goodman
nicely.
got one tire down in there. It seemed like kind of jiggled up the line just a hair. Gray getting good into that deep
a little better on line.
first part of
again.
that rear zone. So here we'll see how
Goodman good on proximity again, and then on that
just
last
sacrificing
turn.
a little bit of
Yeah.
line, but that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
You're gonna you can't expect to run the same. You're gonna have to
Especially
trim at
with-
least a little bit.
A more powerful car when you're following them.
So we'll see when they switch roles. We'll see. It may be one of those things where it's going to come down to see how Gray's chase is, which I'm sure the pressure is going to be on because, like again, trying to make a statement and don't leave the judges any room for a debacle. Just be
Yeah.
like, or any kind of discussion. It's like, hey, he won because of this fair and square. So Goodman coming in, flicking it a little bit slower. Looks like they both kind of ran the same line on the
Yeah.
outside of that one. So we'll see here on the rear zone. Looked like Goodman was a little bit out. Gray going a little bit deeper on the zones, but also I think it kind of running a little bit deeper in there, kind of let Goodman get a little bit of
It's
gap.
same kind of story as last time, but I don't think Gray got choked up in the first couple of turns this time.
Because right there, yeah,
Brandon
last
Goodman
time-
ran the same line off that lead or front clip, but Gray was more prepared for it this time. So it was almost like a practice run at this point last time. Gray got choked up a little bit on that last front clip, though.
It's because he got, he kind of got deeper into the zone and carried it out just a hair long, and then with that switchback, kind of pushed him to an inside line, and it's kind of like, oh, because if you saw Goodman was on like the third hash mark out, and right there Gray was kind of in between the first and the second, so he got a little bit closer, but could that cause a little bit of gappage pull away as much as it did?
Maybe he got
so.
too close to that
Yeah.
last front clip, and that choked him up.
So could that be a factor? It's
Yeah,
like
maybe.
taking that. So the judges are up there deliberating on what call to make. There you see him. I'm glad it's facing that side.
Say it one more time for the crowd, please.
On the other side, it has some custom lettering on the other side of the scissor lift, so I'm glad it's facing that way.
Tighter on the clips and filled the outside zones better. Goodman was really wide, especially in inner clip 1. In chase, Goodman also did drop a tire on the outside zone 1.
Copy that, thanks. Looks like you might have an instant protest.
What they got going on now? All right, they coming back over. Go on, drop that scissor lift down. So now we got Brandon Goodman coming up, talking to the judges. And again, this is where these drivers put a lot of time, into this sport, and being extremely competitive, man. You have the right to know, so we'll make sure that all drivers are informed, and there's no hard feelings on nothing. Again, being a judge sport, just like any other judge sport, it is kind of difficult. So it's a little bit difficult to try to get keep on the same page, I guess. I know I just didn't make sense there. I was trying to keep talking and overhear what they were saying. Didn't work out too good. See that? Why you got it over there on the grid. You got Brian, the grid specialist, rocking the beard. On the right side in the vest, you got Sargon Smith running the track blower, and also doing a double duty of making sure that all competitors are on the correct tire size. So he's making sure that not only helping line people up, but also making sure that you're on a 245 tire. Not sure who else you got over there. So there, Marshall going to figure out.
Yeah, they explain. I didn't really get the full detail, but anyway, they gave their explanation to Brandon Goodman, and he is okay for the time being, given what they said. But he may continue with a protest later after he looks at the live stream review.
All right.
himself.
So saying that Gray got the win.
Yeah, Gray got the win, and that's why he was protesting.
I got you.
And that it was upheld for the time being, at least.
Yep. All right. So here you go. Points leader Tony drives. Coming around. I'll wait for him to get around here. Solomon doing a nice job
Okay.
cutting through there. So right there, your points leader with the lead. We'll see how he does in the chase.
Anton Shenderov.
Yep, Mr. Shenderov there.
Okay, and then just to let everyone know, we're going to be taking a little break in between 32 and the top 16. When we do top 16, we're going to do a little national anthem to start the show of the top 16, and maybe even get the drivers out on
Oh,
the
is
track.
she gonna sing?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah. So we'll probably end this live stream once top 32 ends, and then we'll start another one that will start out with the national anthem.
I
and
agree with
kind
that.
of
It'll let everybody go take a
stuff. Cool glass of water.
yeah, you don't want to pull a Marshall out there. Only a few would know.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah. But so let everybody kind of get a snack, get something to drink, do what they got to do to get back on course.
Okay, so who'd we get there? Frank Evans or Phillips?
I don't.
Evans didn't finish, right? So Phillips moved on. I think so. So,
Sorry about that. Was lacking on the action. Talking with Marshall. So I want to see. I'm going to see the. Let me go to the replay. We'll see what happened here. It's coming in very nice. Oh, okay. So it's an over rotation. Sorry, there a little bit of over rotate. So coming through there, it looked like it was just a pretty aggressive switchback. So on that, Shenderov taking the win. Tony drifts, taking the win. And that would probably come down to most likely that over rotation, which would cause collision. So with that, lead driver would be at fault. So you got Marshall over here talking with the judges, just kind of getting the word on, the protests and stuff like that. Seems like there's a differences of opinion. And you can see the rubber laid down, how shiny that track is, almost looking like the drag strip next door. So you can see right there how the drivers are going to come in. Right side is leading, left side following. So they're going to come in and, initiate as they must. Lead car's got plenty of room. Chase car can dip right on in there. So there we go, Josh Calla explaining to Marshall about some stuff. Trying to overhear and be nosy for y'all at home. Looks like they're going back up. Marshall is going to be, looks like he's going, you going over there? Where are you going, over here?
I gotta grab something for.
Oh, I got you, all right. It looks like there might be some more presented on that that protest case. And again, it's nothing really to worry about. You know, it's competitive. People are competitive. Got a lot into this, and you know, I could see that, like, with it being a doubleheader weekend, 2 days is half the season points. So if you do well today, you have a very good, you know, say you haven't driven, and I think that's kind of where Goodman's coming at, is because he missed the first two, come to round 3 and is trying to get into it to get 3 and 4. So here you go, Onorati leading AJ White. Darren was struggling a little bit earlier, but kind of lost drift right there a little bit. But Darren was struggling a little bit earlier, but I feel like he's come back around. Maybe driving a little bit harder, or his teammates said, "Hey man, let's do it, have fun." See, they're pretty good initiation, pretty good entry into that first clipping point. AJ doing a nice job of mimicking line. Seemed like keeping the angle, but right there just kind of getting gapped up a little bit. Darren making a little correction mid-drift. See there. Judge is back. Shout out to people that make trucks for all of us. We love our trucks. So we got a Firebird over on the fun course. That's crazy. All right, Marshall getting something to drink for the judges. And Brian is sending them down. So here we go, AJ White in lead. Darren and Chase, oh man, that is critical right there. That may be all Darren needed to advance. Seemed like Darren having a little bit of trouble there coming into that rear last rear zone there. Looked like AJ got his hand on his helmet. Like, dang man, what happened? Pretty new to the sport, or driving wise. I believe came from Sim. You know, had a couple events under the belt and was like, man, you're doing pretty good. Right before last event, Summer Matsuri, just put roll cage and some seats and stuff like that in the vehicle. If you need some seats or harnesses or anything like that, steering wheel, go visit our friends over at Bridge Moto. Always got all the safety products. Even more than that, race suits, clothing, shoes, knickknacks, everything. You can go see them at their tow garage as well.
I'm gonna go start getting everything set up over there. I'm gonna go over there and get things set up for the national anthem and stuff. I gotta switch them.
All right, can you give me 2 minutes? Can I smoke one real quick? Let's see, we got
3 more battles?
2.
Because Darren hadn't gone yet, or has he?
Yeah, they just went.
Okay. Who won there?
Yes,
2 more battles.
Who got that last battle? Darren?
Who won that last one? Honorati.
Oh, all right. Sorry about that. Last round, Onorati with the win. So Darren getting the win over AJ White. And we all obviously seen what happened with the over rotation on entry. So
There's our judges. Excellent drivers.
So up next, you got Nate McDuffie leading Kyle Vanderpool. Kyle Vanderpool, the king for this year.
Oh, that's right. Thing sounds beast. Okay. A little bit of a clip driven over a touch there. Not too bad. All right. To pause just a second to get that cleaned up. Get the clip back in place. Watch this replay. See how it went down. Duffy getting close to the rear zone. A little on the inside. Oh, a little too inside by Vanderpool. Kind of gave him an inside line. He kept fair proximity, though. All right, one more time on the replay. No. All right, we're down, like I said, to our last two battles. Nate and Kyle Vanderpool going now. We'll flip the order and let Vanderpool lead this time. And then we'll have Tyler Williams and Dustin Walker as the final pairing of the top 32. Again, we'll take a short break, and then we will do our national anthem, announce our drivers in the top 16, and then get the top 16 action going. All right, looks like the clip is getting reset in place. All right, looks like we're clear to send. Kyle leading this time, as we said, and they're off. Okay. That one, this first one's not judged. This one is. Now we got a rear zone. Ooh, a little left foot brake. Nice. Front clip. And then a second rear zone out there. Ooh, looked like a little bobble by Vanderpool.
Yeah, it looked like a little bobble by both of them a little bit.
Okay.
Coming around, I saw McDuffie kind of, I'm not sure if it was a reinitiation or just a big old clutch kick.
Yeah, correction of some type, huh? Okay,
Well,
good on that inside clip. That's good.
Yeah,
See
I would
how
say
he hits
McDuffie bettered it. Both coming around that rear zone pretty good.
Judge
McDuffie a little bit running more of an inside line.
Oh, yeah. Well, McDuffie almost had to adjust because the lead driver slowed down a touch, it looked like. Or had a correction himself that McDuffie had to adjust to.
Absolutely. So see that one's going to be a tough one. Marshall's going to go and start getting set up for the top 16. So those of you that may be just joining us, after we finish out the top 32, we're going to take a break, then get set up for the top 16 battles. So we'll be offline for just a moment, let everybody kind of go in, take a break, get that stuff set up. We're going to have the national anthem and a formal driver introduction. So we're going to try to do that today and tomorrow to make it a little bit better and give these drivers some recognition in front of the crowd. Want to give a shout out also to each and every driver, because drifting is fun and all that stuff, but competition is a whole different level of driving than just going out with your friends and stuff like that. And it's a big commitment and a big line to step. Coming from just running fun runs into the competition format, there's a lot more pressure. There's a lot more cost involved. Just making sure that if you're running fun runs, you can go out there on any tire, just get them out the dumpster or whatever, tire shop, say, let me get these. When you're running competition, obviously you want to be as mostly consistent as you can. So the consistency is key. You know what your car is going to do. You know how to react to it. You know what your car is going to react to with your input. So a lot of times, you want to run the same tire, which, obviously costs money. Luckily, with the new pavement here, it's not as say harsh on cost. It's not that costly, but you still have to make ample adjustments and or get tires, which we have from Nate McDuffie. And Chase on the last round is our tire guy, so selling tires at each event and mounts them. So right here we got Tyler Williams up front, Dustin Walker chasing. I was saying earlier, Dustin Walker's car is extremely quiet compared to some of the other cars out here. Just throwing around the Z. Z is probably the new car to drive right out the box. So there we go. Williams, nice entry coming around this first clip. Pretty nice line. Walker right there to mirror it. Williams getting nice into that deep zone. Coming around that last front into the final rear Tyler Williams throwing it down. So we'll see how Dustin does. Dustin is, from watching earlier, kind of a lot of e-brake. Well, no, I wouldn't say a lot, but in certain areas, getting the car going, braking traction to get it sideways a little better. Right there, look, you can see the burnout marks from the drivers taking off. Again, Dustin Walker in lead, Tyler Williams in chase. Dustin running pretty, conservative lines all day, very consistent. Right there, it looks like Tyler fell back just a hair, so he can't. So one of them tight technical courses, you got to kind of get him right off the bat. So right there, Tyler Williams kind of a little bit further behind. So obviously Chase Walker with some left foot brake action. Williams there to follow. Seems like, with this being extremely tight and technical, if you don't get it right off the rip, if you don't maintain that proximity, unless you got loads of power, it's hard to reel them back in. So there you see it's pretty much maintained consistent gap throughout, but, there you go, Walker. Very nice line through there. Could have been deeper through that last zone. If I was to say, I would think Williams probably had the better lead, but also Walker had the better chase. So we'll see what the judges have to decide. Let's give a shout out. Not only do we have our track workers out there, but want to give a shout out and a thank you to all of our media. Without the media, this event never happened. You always want to have pictures and videos to make memories with. You can show the grandkids one day. That's what Grandpa used to do. So that's cool, just making memories and having a blast doing it. So again, thank you to our media team. Get some nice wall hangers from them. They offer to buy prints and also posters and other knickknacks. So there you see the drivers making their way back down the grid. Nice cool down lap. They got the hood up on the truck. Hopefully ain't nothing happened there. So from the last battle, looks like Dustin Walker, the lower qualifier, taking the win. So Mesta came down to, time for the break. So having the better chase. So we're going to go ahead. Thank you guys for tuning in. Join us back here in a while. Probably be about 30 minutes or so, whatnot. We'll be back for our top 16 with MB Drift Amateur Grassroots Drift Series here at the beautiful Rockingham Speedway. We'll catch y'all soon.